two of my detecting finds. They're made of lead and these are called Pilgrims Ampullas. I personally find these kind of really wonderful artefacts. They're slightly magical and I'm not really sure why I feel so. I'm standing here at Walsingham Abbey in Norfolk. I'm looking at the remains of the 14th century east window arch of the Priory Church. This site in its heyday must have been absolutely jaw-dropping. The hustle and bustle of the thousands and thousands of people that used to come here. This highlighted section of the map shows where this glorious arch once stood in relation to the rest of the buildings here. I'm going to take you back many hundreds of years now to try and explain why us metal detectorists find these lead objects today. Objects that started here in Walsingham in rural Norfolk. I'm going to take you on a story. We're going to go back, it's 1061. 5 years before the Norman king William the Bastard invades England. Edward the Confessor is King of England at this time. A devout subject of the king, a young noble woman, her name is Lady Rocheldis de Faversham. She's living here in this quiet rural Norfolk countryside in Walsingham. Lady de Faversham's husband has died, leaving her a widow at a young age. Rocheldis lives on this manor with her son Geoffrey. She's raising Geoffrey to be a good Saxon Christian, just like herself. As the lady of all this manor, she has responsibilities and wealth. She has to oversee the runnings and management of the people and the lands here at Walsingham. She is renowned for her kindness and her generosity to all of her people. One night, Lady Rocheldis has a dream, like a vision. In this vivid vision, the mother of Jesus, Mary, is standing at her side. Our Lady Mary takes Rocheldis by the hand and spirits her away to the Holy Land of Nazareth. Lady Mary shows Rocheldis the Holy House. The house where God asked Mary if she would bear the child Jesus for him. Lady Mary asked Rocheldis to build a replica of this holy house back in England in Walsingham. The building in Walsingham would receive greatness and it would be blessed, and the house was to be known as England's Nazareth. Mary said that if anyone was in trouble or if they needed help, a visit to this house, they would be blessed by Mary herself. Rocheldis awoke from this dream, this vision. She found that during the night, springs of water had appeared on the land. It was meandering its way over the Walsingham manor. Rocheldis organised the local craftsmen and carpenters to start building this holy house. The skilled craftsmen ran into constant problems. They simply couldn't get this structure to join or correctly fix together. Rocheldas prayed to Our Lady Mary for help and guidance on the building of this holy house. The next morning, the holy house was standing true and strong, but in a new location on the Walsingham manor. It was thought it had been built by the angels themselves overnight. This was truly a miracle. Local people began to visit this holy house in Walsingham, this new Nazareth of England. Visitors would sprinkle themselves with the waters in the springs on this site. This water was holy water. Stories of miracles began to spread. The popularity of Walsingham grew. Far and wide the pilgrims travelled to visit here, including from Europe. They travelled in by boat into King's Lynn. 1 mile away, a little chapel was built. This chapel marked the last stop for the pilgrims heading to the shrine. Pilgrims removed their shoes at this chapel to walk that last mile barefoot. This chapel is known as the Slipper Chapel. To this very day, pilgrims still remove their shoes and walk that last mile barefoot. In 1226, King Henry III made his first of many pilgrimages to Walsingham. This shrine in Norfolk was ranked as one of the 4 greatest shrines: Rome, Jerusalem, Compostela and Walsingham. This Norfolk village boasts an incredible fact. This village has had more kings and queens visit here than any other village in the United Kingdom. King Henry VIII, along with Queen Catherine of Aragon, visited. King Henry visited on more than one occasion. He also removed his shoes to walk that last mile barefoot. King Henry VIII had a country estate just 2.5 miles away from the shrine. This building still stands today. King Henry VIII is responsible for the destruction of this site of the abbey in 1538. So, this is the backstory to these Pilgrims' Ampullas that us detectorists find. People needed to take home the holy water from this shrine. Maybe they'd experienced a bad harvest and they need their soil blessed with some holy water. Maybe a loved one was poorly back home, unable to make the pilgrimage themselves, so having a small ampulla of blessed liquid to anoint themselves with.